Tombstone, Arizona Territory, August 3, 1882. Sam, did you ever hear the name Nate Storm?
Outlaw?
Yeah. State of Kansas.
Don't know anything about him.
Are you sure you don't know anything about him? Nate Storm?
I might have heard someone mention it in here.
Who? Who mentioned it?
Someone. I don't remember exactly who.
Oh, come on, Sam.
I got work to do.
Harris? Oh, hello, Corey. I heard you wanted to talk to me. Yes, I did. Didn't expect the advisor to the town council to come looking for me in saloons, though.
Oh, we go into saloons sometime. Have to keep up on what's happening in town. Now, Sam, join me in a drink?
Oh, no, thanks. I would like some information, though, if you have it.
Shoot.
Corey, did you ever hear of a man named Nate Storm?
No. No, I haven't.
I might have.
Might have? What do you mean, Harding?
I might have. One time or another. What do you say to a game of poker?
All right, Harding. Let's make it fast, though. My wife's in town with me. I don't want to keep her waiting.
Won't take any time at all.
Excuse me.
Sure.
Maybe your friend here would like to join us.
A little poker, Harris?
Oh, no, thanks. Some of the time.
You sure? You'll be playing in good company.
Yeah, I know. Too good. Harding, if there is anything you can tell me about Nate Storm.
There isn't. Not now, anyway.
Well, I'll have a little fun, huh?
Yeah, lots of it.
Maybe you better go back to work. Improve your disposition. Say, how's it coming?
Oh, fine. How's what coming?
Well, your series of articles. Famous bad men of the Old West.
Clay, did you ever hear of Nate Storm?
Yeah, once.
Well, my research leads me to believe he could be living in Tombstone. Under an assumed name, of course.
Are you serious?
I sure am. I've tracked him this far and no further.
Well, if that's true, Harris, then it's my business. Maybe you better tell me what you know about him.
All right, I will. After I get my exclusive. Journalism and not the law is going to flush out Mr. Nate Storm.
Proving what?
Just that it's my story.
Look, Harris, I don't care whose story it is. I just want to see your name in your own obituary column.
Well, you won't. Who'd write it? An actual account from the pages of my newspaper, the Tombstone Epitaph. This is the way it happened. In the town too tough to die. Tombstone Territory. A short time later, the same day, August 3, 1882.
Hi, Carl. All I have is 2 little pair. You still seem to have better than $100 in your stack, Muldoon.
With my luck, I don't think that means too much. Let's get on with it, Hardy.
Cold hands for the stack.
Fine, just you and me. Let's leave your boys out of it.
Suits me.
That's an odd combination. Muldoon and Harding.
It's happened before. Seems like every time Muldoon comes in here, Harding baits him in the plane. Don't make any difference who he's with. Muldoon don't seem to be able to say no.
And I suppose Muldoon always loses, huh?
Seems like it.
Tell me something, Sam. Would you ever play poker with Long Harding?
Not on your life.
Say, when Harris Clyburn was in here earlier, who'd he talk to?
Harding and Muldoon. Asked him about Nate Storm.
Did they know anything about it?
Seems like Harding did.
Well, Jack of Diamonds and his brother. Beats me. Another day, another dollar.
Hello, Clay. Mind if I walk a few steps with you? Official or social? Social, mostly.
Corey, you ever hear of a man by the name of Nate Storm?
Why do you ask me?
Well, you've been around Tombstone longer than most everybody else.
Oh, Liza. I'm sorry, I got delayed.
I haven't really been waiting long. Just finished my shopping a while ago. Hello, Clay.
Miss Muldoon?
See my man off safely?
Corey, tell me something. Why do you do it?
Do what?
Play poker against Long Harding? Understand it's happened before.
Well, my only vice, I guess. The way some people like to step up with a gun against Jesse James, I like to step up against a professional gambler.
You haven't answered my question.
Which question?
If you ever knew or heard of a man by the name of Nate Storm.
Rings some kind of a bell, but that's all. I might have read it in the epitaph. I'll see you later, Clay.
Bye, sir.
Harris? Just how much do you know about this Nate Storm?
You read the epitaph, Clay. Just keep on reading, and eventually you'll find out.
Oh, no, I'm not as interested in what's going to happen eventually as I am in what you know right now.
Right now, there's nothing I can tell you.
Well, maybe as a good citizen like the kind you write about in your editorials, you'd like to let the law in on what you have so far?
All right. Why not?
Oh, there's not very much, is there? Kansas area mostly, wanted for a killing.
I told you there wasn't much.
Well, you don't even have a description. Age, height, nothing. How do you expect to find him?
I expect to send this telegram and find out. And now, since I seem to be your only source of information, why don't you get out of here and let me get back to work?
You don't need an exclusive story. You need a long, long vacation.
It's open.
hard-working spread you got here?
It's mine. I run it the way I like.
Does it support you?
That's my business.
Oh, I thought poker was your business.
You got a law to settle out with me.
No, I want to know what you know about a man by the name of Nate Storm.
Can't say I ever heard the name.
You heard it. I understand it was mentioned to you earlier at the Oriental Saloon.
Oh. Oh, that's why it did sound kind of familiar.
Look, Harding, I'm asking you as the sheriff. This is important. You better think before you answer.
I never heard of him before today.
Thanks.
I don't mind that editor nosing around. But with the sheriff in it, too, I don't like it.
What's going on there? Clay!
Yes. I sure want to.
You better watch out. Your name doesn't appear in the obituaries.
Would you? My guns. Would you mind getting them?
August 4, 1882. Early morning.
Morning, Clay. What happened to you? Lose something?
No. You lost a rowel out of your spur. You learn your manners from your boss. Come on, let's see if this fits. Yeah, Gaxton, fits just fine. Let's go. And I'll talk to you later. they wire you anything new from the east about Nate Storm?
No, Clay, not yet. What's up?
Well, I can't waste time. I gotta see a man.
Long Harding?
Yeah, you pick him too?
Sure, no visible means of support. Lives high off the hog like he has a pile hidden somewhere. Besides that, I don't like him.
I told you, Long. He pulled the boot up and fitted the rowel right into the spur. He knows it was Gaxton and me. And he knows who we work for.
Time had to run out someday. Well, I'm heading for Muldoon's ranch. No more poker. No more pulling the big boys into a lousy little game. Just one final great big bite. We'll leave for the border as soon as I get back. Anybody comes snooping while I'm gone, you chase them away, here? Hold it. Get up.
I don't know what you're looking for, but you're not gonna find it.
Don't go away. I'll be back for you later.
No, Harding. You were paid a year ago. You've taken enough extra money from me and my friends in your poker games. Now, where does it stop?
Right here, with the 10,000. Now open the safe.
No, Harding.
No?
We made a deal and I paid you. Your poker games have kept me broke. If I empty my safe for you, I can't pay my hands this month.
This is it. The last and final. It'll save you money in the end.
And I suppose after you blow this, you'll never come back for more.
How'd you like the people of Tombstone to find out they got Nate Storm for advisor to the town council?
I'll finally tell them if you force me.
And what'll you tell your wife when a marshal comes riding down from Kansas and takes you riding back with him?
I was riding into town for you.
Long Harding with your husband?
Yes, I've got to tell you. My husband is
Nate Storm, yeah, I know.
Harding's with him, trying to drive his final bargain of blackmail. I'm afraid.
I understand Nate Storm can take care of himself.
No, I'm afraid my husband will kill Harding.
More.
What do you want? The silver out of my teeth?
There's no better than 8,000 on the table.
You've bled me for almost a year now. And if I hadn't worried about my wife, you wouldn't have lasted a week. I'll be happy to take what you can get now and get out on your own feet.
You don't worry me, Muldoon. Your gun is rusty.
Take it and get out.
Got me an idea, Corey. You rustle around and pick up your silverware. Maybe your wife's got some jewelry. Stuff like that.
That won't be necessary.
That's a funny thing, Moldine. All of a sudden, we're on the same side. And that makes it 2-1, Hollister. You see, you can buy me off, Moldine, with your blackmail. The sheriff's more dangerous to you. He's a strong, honest man. You can't buy him off.
What do you say, Corey?
You've always been my friend, Clay. Would you...
See, Corey? He's your friend, and I'm your enemy. So he's going to make you a nice present. 5 years in Kansas.
Clay, you're wanted, Corey. I gotta take you in.
I know he's fast, Corey, but it's 2 against 1. I want the money, and you want your freedom. Go for him, Corey!
I swore I'd never shoot a man again. Not even in self-defense. Certainly, Clay, not you.
Well, I guess I don't get to take the money.
Nope.
And I just as well mosey along.
No.
Nope.
In the Arizona Territory, blackmail is just one step below horse stealing. Now, I'm going to take you. Which way'll it be? Easy way?
You want your friend Nate Storm? Sure. You can have him. Either way. Now, push all that money into one tight stack, Corey. Now.
No.
No, Cowboy! Give me the money!
Guess a woman's scream is still quite a weapon.
I'm ready, Clay.
Oh, Corey. I've been waiting for you, Clay. Well, if I'd known that, I would have hurried things up.
What things?
Lots of things. This is our man.
Muldine's our man?
This is Nate Storm.
Well, well, well. I guess that's the only part of the story I didn't have.
You just lost me.
That's what I was waiting to tell you. That wire finally came from the east. Corey, the law in Kansas thinks Nate Storm ought to know. They proved that killing was in self-defense 4 years ago.
The witness.
He came forward several years later, when he thought he had nothing more to fear.
Well, guess I won't need these after all.
Makes you feel good, doesn't it?
What, getting an exclusive story?
Well, getting one with a happy ending.
Yeah, that is kind of unusual for Tombstone.
Whistle me up a memory, whistle me back where I wanna be. a tune that'll carry me to Tombstone territory. If your past has run afoul of the law, it's a handy place to be, 'cause your future's just as good as your draw in Tombstone territory. Whistle me up a memory, whistle me back where I wanna be, to Tombstone territory.
July 8, 1884. A few miles from Tombstone, Arizona Territory.
Drop it. I said drop it!
Mighty tricky of you, Sheriff. Move out. We're going back to town. Kinda hate to do that. What with being forced to kill that bank clerk and all. Mean the hanging rope for sure. What do you mean, forced to kill him? He wasn't even armed. Let's go. If you say so. You're the boss, Sheriff.
Pa's been shot.
I'm too busy for your teasing, Noah.
Lady, he's dead. The sheriff from Tombstone did it. I saw it with my own eyes.
Did you avenge Pa, Noah?
I tried. I was waiting for Pa where he said. And the sheriff followed him. He come up behind him. I tried to shoot him, lady, but
We've got to do it, Noah. For Pa's sake.
I will. I'll think of some way. Trouble is, I can't go into Tombstone. Maybe the sheriff saw me firing at him.
Then you can't. But I can.
No, it's my job.
I can set the sheriff up for you. That's the least I can do. I set him up so as you can kill him.
An actual account from the pages of my newspaper, the Tombstone Epitaph. This is the way it happened, in the town too tough to die. Tombstone Territory. July 10, 1884. A stranger arrived in Tombstone on foot. Lady Bell, Jonas Bell's daughter. The girl was young, pretty, and a killer's accomplice.
Begging your pardon, mister. Where'll I find the sheriff?
Don't you see the sign?
Oh, never did learn to read much.
Evidently.
Thank you kindly.
No, I didn't see who was doing the shooting. But there are two members of the Bell family left, Jonah's son and daughter. I got a hunch it was one of them.
Well, if it was one of them, I have a feeling you'll never see them again. They've never come into Tombstone in the past. I doubt very much that...
Come in.
You the sheriff?
Yes, ma'am. May I help you?
Hope so. I'm Lady Bell, Jonas' girl.
This is Harris Clyburn, the editor of the newspaper.
How do you do?
Hello, Miss Bell.
Sit down, Miss Bell.
Thank you kindly.
Now, what can I do for you?
Well, I don't rightly know, but with Pa dead and Noah run off, I'm all alone. I need someone to look after me. And, since you killed Pa, I kind of figure you're responsible for me.
Now, don't ask me where the logic comes in, Nellie. That shouldn't be any problem for you. Somebody's got to take care of her, and it might as well be me, and I hope you.
Sure, I could use somebody to clean up, but I don't know, Clay. How's some of my boarders going to feel, having the daughter of Jonas Bell around?
Now, Nellie, there's a reason why you're one of the best-liked women in Tombstone. You do things for other people, regardless.
Thank you, Clay.
Morning, Sheriff.
Jed?
Yeah. I should have figured it out myself. I just heard that you're Jonas Bell's daughter.
Yes, sir.
And what are you doing here? You know what your father did. You know what this town thinks of the name of Bell.
Don't blame the girl, Jed.
Jonas Bell murdered my brother. Shot him in the back. And I blame her and her whole family. Now you get out of here. Because we don't need anybody to remind us of Jonas Bell. He was an animal and a killer.
Don't you say that about him. You hear me? You take it back. You hear me?
Now leave her alone and get out.
You side with her, Hollister, and you'll regret it. Now you tell her the truth. Nobody wants her here.
I do.
Out.
I'm right sorry.
This is going to be a problem, Clay. Jed's not the only one in town who feels this way.
Yeah. Maybe you made a mistake coming here, lady. Look, I know it's not your fault, but there are a lot of people in town who have good reason to hate the name Bell.
I know. But where else can I go? Oh, please, Miss Nellie, Sheriff. I swear I won't lose my temper again. Oh, just give me one more chance.
There's a heap of dishes out back. Start washing.
Oh, yes, ma'am. Thank you, Miss Nellie. Sheriff, thank you.
Well, what do you think of her, Nellie? How's she working out?
She's a willing enough worker, I'll say that. Matter of fact, she's starting to make some friends.
She's trying hard to be accepted. And I understand she was pricing hats at the general store. She wants to be just like every other respectable woman in Tombstone.
Oh, who could have ever predicted it? Lady wearing a hat.
Looks like her name fits her just right. At least from what we've seen.
You've never seen such a town. No, they got stores selling things I never even heard of.
What about Hollister? You got him set up?
He befriended me. Got me a job paying real wages.
Well,
Now, ain't that nice? Nothing like money to change a person, huh?
I ain't changed, Noah. It's just that... Well, what Pa ever do for us except beat us? And he did a lot of bad things, too, Noah. I'm finding that out for sure.
We're still his flesh and blood. Or maybe your high-toned friends will let you forget your name's Belle.
No, you're right. No one's ever going to let us forget that.
That's better. Now, here's what I've been thinking. You know where the livery stable is? Well, tonight, after you get through with your work,
Evening, Sheriff.
Lady?
It's a nice night, isn't it? Air smells so sweet.
Yeah, I hadn't noticed it, but now that you mention it, it does.
It's an elegant night for a walk. I hear there's a new colt down by the livery stable.
Well, it's kind of late for you to be walking all that way alone.
Oh, I don't mind.
I think I'll just walk along with you.
All right, Sheriff.
Hey, aren't you the girl who was just saying what a nice night it is? All of a sudden you turned as solemn as a hootie owl.
It's so?
You haven't heard a word I've said. What's the matter?
Nothing. Nothing at all.
You know, Nellie's real pleased with you. You keep up the good work and you'll be getting a raise. The most important thing is you're making friends. Pretty soon you'll feel like you always belonged here.
July 15, 1884. While Clay Hollister was walking with Lady Belle, a shot had been fired. Two questions had to be answered. Who was the gunman and which was the target? The sheriff or Jonas Bell's daughter?
You accusing me, Sheriff?
No, I'm not accusing you. I'm just asking questions. It's quite a temper you've got, Jed.
So, I have a right to my own temper. There's no law against that.
No. Unless it moves you to take a shot at a girl because her father killed your brother.
I give you my word, Clay. I don't know anything about it.
All right, Jed, thanks.
Well, you questioned everybody in Tombstone who had a grudge against the Bells. I don't think any of them fired that shot.
I don't either.
Nellie said that Lady was waiting for you the other night. That walk might have been strictly for the purpose of getting you killed.
Then why didn't she go through with it? Why at the last minute did she pretend that she sprained her ankle?
I don't know. But the point is, it could have been a plan to get you.
Yeah, I know it. And I know the way to find out. Morning. How's your ankle?
Good as new, Sheriff. For helping me home last night.
By the way, Lady, do you hear anything from your brother?
Oh, no, sir. Noah's not much on writing.
Well, I thought maybe you'd seen him. That maybe he'd come here,
Here?
to Tombstone.
Oh, no, sir. He'd never do that.
Well, I've got to be getting back to work.
Huh.
About last evening, Sheriff.
Yes?
You've been good to me. I never had a friend before.
That why you changed your mind about letting Noah shoot me?
No, it wasn't Noah. That shot was meant for me. Well, Nellie's waiting. Could I talk to you, Mr. Clyburn?
Yes, lady?
I know why you asked about Noah in the sheriff's office.
Well, go on. I think we understand each other.
Well, I just wanted you to know that whatever reasons I had when I first came to Tombstone, it's all changed now. I'd like to stay in Tombstone, and I'd like to keep my friends here.
Including Clay Hollister?
Mainly Clay Hollister. I'd rather die than do anything to hurt him. Well, I just wanted you to know that.
I believe you, lady.
Why'd you go and save him?
You shouldn't have come here, Noah. I was going to come to you first chance I got.
Why'd you save him?
We got to forget about the revenge.
I see. Just like that, and it's all forgotten, huh?
Listen to me, Noah. Clay Hollister's a good man. He killed Pa because he had to, because it was his duty. What good is all this hating and killing? You're young yet. You got your whole life ahead of you. What do you want to follow in his footsteps for?
I don't aim to. I want to go away and start over, but I gotta take care of Hollister first. Whatever he was, Jonas Bell was our pa.
He thought it was you last night. I lied to him. I swore it wasn't. I won't help you anymore.
I didn't think you would. Well, it don't matter. I'll find him. We'll shoot it out.
No. You only get yourself killed, too. You wouldn't stand a chance that way.
Well, at least I'm gonna try. Maybe since you're a woman, you don't understand, but I've got to do this.
Noah, I'm begging you. I'll go away with you tonight. We'll head for California.
It's me or him.
Noah, you're all I got. I can't let you get killed.
There's another way. That grove where we met outside of town. If you were to invite him on a picnic lunch and take him there.
No.
Well, it's either that or I face him tonight. Now take your choice. Next Sunday noon, I'll be waiting. And if both of you don't show up, 1 hour later I'll be walking down Main Street.
Well, thanks, Clay. But you shouldn't have.
I don't think it'd become you.
It's a man of the world, editor.
What do you think of that?
The New York hat?
Yeah, well, a rancher was going to buy it for his wife. I knew that lady had her heart set on it, so...
It's nice. I guess. What's the occasion?
Oh, there's no occasion. We're going on a picnic Sunday. I just thought I'd surprise her with it.
A couple of days ago, that would really have concerned me.
Yeah, I know what you're thinking.
Now I'm trying to believe she's only inviting you to a picnic.
I'm trying to believe it, too. But if that bullet the other night was meant for me, I'd better find out for certain.
Yeah.
Can't go to a picnic without being fancied up a little. There, take a look. That dress fits you as well as it fits me. You're about as pretty as a picture. You in love with Clay?
That's just plain silly.
Well, why not? You've every right. You have yourself fun today. You hear me?
Sometimes that isn't easy, Nellie.
Maybe you'd better tell me why not.
Have you forgotten what my last name is? It's Bell.
No, I haven't. And Bell won't always be your last name. Besides, you've made friends for what you are, not who you were.
Anybody home?
He's here. Come on, let's go. Good morning, Clay.
Morning, Nellie. Well, look at you.
Clay, aren't you forgetting something? Have a good time.
Got a surprise for you.
Wait till later.
Place you meant? Just right. Looks like we got it all to ourselves.
Clay, I want to talk to you.
About what?
About Jonas Bell, Sheriff. Drop your guns. Right on time. Good job, lady. What do you expect, Sheriff? She's a Bell, ain't she? Same as me? Same as the man you killed? Now start walking. Straight towards the water. All right, hold it.
Good. I was wondering whether you were going to shoot me or drown me.
A little of both. This is much easier than digging a grave. It'll take weeks to find you.
Take a while to find you, too. But they will.
Well, that'll be their problem. Now turn around and face me. Us Bells don't shoot men in the back.
Your father did.
Shut up.
No! I can't let you go through with it, Noah.
Get out of my way. You ain't gonna stop me this time.
I can't let you do it, Noah. I want you to know I was in on this too, Clay. The Bells are through with killing and trouble. Finally through.
Well, Noah, you're not wanted for any crime, so I'm not pressing charges this time. On one condition, that you leave the territory today.
Oh, we will, Sheriff. I'll give you my word on that. We're going to head for California. Noah's going to start fresh.
I don't understand, Sheriff. I would have killed you.
Would you now?
No.
That's good enough for me.
Thank you, Sheriff.
Lady, you know, you don't have to go. You've got a lot of friends in town, friends who'd like you to stay.
I can't, Clay. No one needs me. But maybe we'll be back someday.
You've made up your mind? Oh, I've got something for you. try it on.
You know something? I really feel like a lady.
Why not? You are one.
Hey, the stage is here.
I'll be right there.
Whistle me up a memory, whistle me back where I wanna be, whistle a tune that'll carry me to Tombstone territory. If your past has run afoul of the law, it's a handy place to be, 'cause your future's just as good as your draw in Tombstone territory. Whistle me up a memory, whistle me back where I wanna be, to Tombstone territory.
Tombstone, Arizona Territory. The night of May 19, 1882.
Get back inside!
An actual account from the pages of my newspaper, the Tombstone Epitaph. This is the way it happened, in the town too tough to die. Tombstone Territory. Sunday, May 20, 1882. The Tombstone Bank had been robbed in the dark hour before dawn, and an innocent bystander had been killed by the fleeing gunman.
Todd, stay here. Sam and I are riding down to Jensen's. Cover us.
Dan, there are 3 riders up on the hill, and 2 of them have started down.
Yeah?
Maybe you better get your gun.
You expecting trouble?
Are you? The man in the lead is riding a sorrel like Ben rides.
Inside, honey.
No.
I said inside.
And I said no.
Look, do you trust me?
Yes, I trust you, Dan, but I'm going to stay.
Somebody up the hill told us this was the Jensen farm. I guess you must be Dan Jensen. And you, lady,
You must be Hope Jensen.
You want something?
Sort of. But it's business. When men talk, most ladies leave the room. All right, tell her, Danny. Tell her you asked us here. The sooner she leaves us alone, the sooner we go.
Go ahead, honey. Go on. Go ahead. Just shut your mouth. What do you want?
Give him the bag.
Why?
I'm appointing you my banker, Danny. Go on, take it, boy. It'll make you the richest banker in the territory.
I said why.
Because I told you to. Because that girl in there deserves a chance to spend the rest of her life with you. And she'll do anything you say, Danny. You just take that money here and put it away for your friends, and there won't be any trouble. If you don't, there's nothing but trouble.
Why me, Ben? You could...
No more arguments. I said give him the bag.
When will you be back?
When I think it's time.
You swear no trouble if I do it.
That's what I said. Come on.
I was just leaving you a note.
What about?
About the bank. Any news?
Yeah, it was robbed.
Well, thanks for the exclusive. But everybody in town already knows that.
Does everybody in town know who did it?
No. But they suspect you'll find out.
And I'll find out who killed the handyman.
Now, take it easy, Clay. It's not your fault the bank was robbed.
It's somebody's fault, Harris. 3 men ride into town, break into the bank, kill a man, and just ride out of town again. And you know why they thought they could get away with it? Because there's just me and one deputy to take care of the whole...
Sheriff Hollister, I'm Hope Jensen. I'd like to talk to you whenever...
Come in, man. This is Harris Clyburn, editor of the Epitaph.
Miss Jensen.
You got here just in time to stop me from blowing my top.
He means you almost got here in time.
I'll talk to you later. Just wait till you hear me on the subject of newspaper prices.
It's nice to meet you, Miss Jensen.
Thank you.
Will you sit down, ma'am? Now, how may I help you?
Sheriff. Look inside. Is it from the bank?
Maybe you better tell me.
Well, 2 men rode into our place this morning. With that. They gave it to my husband. He hid it. I watched. Later I found it and I brought it here. Sheriff, I don't know why Dan took it. I just want you to help him.
Now, Mrs. Jensen,
please.
getting upset isn't going to help. Now, please sit down. Now, Dan, he's your husband?
Yes. We have a farm 9 miles out on the Benson Road. These 3 men.
You said 2.
Oh, did I? Well, there were 3.
Then why did you say 2?
Well, only 2 rode in. The other man stood as a kind of lookout, I guess.
I see. Did you know them?
No. No, I don't know them.
Did your husband?
No.
Quint. Yackley. Lock that in the safe. This is my deputy, Quint. Quint, Mrs. Jensen.
Ma'am?
Now, I suggest you stay here until I get back. Your husband, Dan, will be with me. Dan Jensen?
Yeah.
I'm Clay Hollister.
You the sheriff?
That's right. I'd like to talk to you for a minute. Your wife's in my office, Mr. Jensen.
Why?
She brought me something.
You know what? Well, what'd she bring you?
Money. A whole sack full of it. The money belongs to the Tombstone Bank. Would you like to tell me why you had it, Mr. Jensen? Your wife has already told me how you got it, but I want to hear it again from you. I'm waiting, Mr. Jensen.
Hope's in your office?
That's right.
Well, this is the truth, Sheriff. I kept the money because they threatened Hope. She didn't know that, but they meant it. And I know them.
You do?
Yeah, I do.
Let's go.
Don't move, Sheriff. There are 2 guns pointed at you. So you told the law, huh, Danny?
No. Now listen to me a minute, Ben.
Listen? Listen to what? He give you our money, lawman?
Your money?
Where is it, Dan?
I don't know.
You don't. Get off that horse. You too, Dan. Take his guns. The sheriff even itches himself. Kill him. The money.
I haven't got it.
Who has? Where is it? Guard, find out where it is.
You're wasting your time, Ben.
How do you know?
Because it's where you can't get it.
Hold it. Where?
Back in Tombstone.
Is he telling us the truth? The money's back in Tombstone? How did you get it? Your wife. I warned you, Dan.
You can't hurt her. She's safe.
Safe, huh? In Tombstone. So you got the money, huh, Sheriff? She brought it to you. Well, Sheriff, we've got you. Tell me, what do you think you're worth? I figured just about as much as you stole from us.
It might not work.
You better hope it does, Sheriff. Sit down. Let's see how well you can write, Sheriff.
You call it.
Being detained. Still alive. Give bearers the money, or I'm dead. Sign it. Clay Hollister. You write well, Sheriff.
You sound like you've had lots of experience in this sort of thing.
Todd, you and Sam take him into town. Get that money back. So if they don't, they've got a dead sheriff.
What do you mean, take him with us?
Just that. Ride right up to the sheriff's office, but one of you stay outside with him. Make it look like he's one of us.
Suppose he tries.
He won't, because one of you is going to be in a position to kill his wife. And I'll kill his friend here for sure. He knows that, don't you, Danny?
Suppose they try and follow us.
They won't. Make it clear, any tricks is no deal. They never get Hollister.
After we get the money, what about him?
Bring him back.
Yeah, then what?
Well, Danny Boy's going to ride with us for a while.
And?
I'll let you know later. Now get moving. A lot of money for a dead sheriff.
You sound real pleased, Ben.
Why not?
Well, the way I see it, the odds have changed. They're 1-to-1 now.
later the same day, May 20, 1882.
A note from your sheriff.
Being detained but still alive. Give them the money or I'm dead. Clay Hollister. What's the meaning of this?
Just what it says. Hollister, he won't be back. Unless we get the money. Dan outside. He told me to tell you that.
You're lying. Dan wouldn't say that.
Go to the door. Ask him yourself. But no further. I wouldn't. Because if I don't come out, the others will blast their way in here. And if we don't all come back, you do have a dead sheriff.
Dan, is it true? Is it true?
Do what he says. Give him the money.
You all heard him. The money.
Supposing we do give you the money, how do we know you won't kill him?
You don't. I guess that's a chance you'll have to take. Of course, you've got some time to think it over. I'm giving you 30 seconds, starting now.
We'll give him the money. Can't be any more killing. Tell him to give it to him.
You've only got 15 seconds.
Please give him the money.
Why? What guarantee can you give us they won't kill Clay even if we do?
He said so.
He did.
Time's up. What's it gonna be?
Quint, open the safe. Give him the money. You agree?
Yeah, I have to agree.
You did the right thing.
We'll soon see, won't we?
Yeah. Try anything. Follow me, and your sheriff's a dead man.
Maybe they got lost, Ben. Or maybe you've got this thing figured all wrong.
What do you mean?
Well, if your boys like money as much as you do, they might be on their way over the border with it right now.
Don't try that on me, Hollister.
Well, you can't blame them. Everything they know, they learn from you.
Shut up.
Yeah, and once they're over the border, they're rich men. And you? You'll just be a killer who's going to hang for his killing.
I'm warning you, Hollister.
Well, you better do it fast. Because if your boys are on their way back here and my deputy is following them, they might hear the shot. They'd come riding in here.
You're gonna die. I'm gonna kill you right now.
No, you're not. Not until you get your money, you're not. You see, you might need me. They might demand another note before they turned it over to you.
Yeah, you got that figured right. It's getting late.
Frankly, I'm in no hurry for him to get back. The odds are still 1-to-1.
Yeah. But I've got the gun.
I can wait. Can you?
We haven't much time. Why did you come to the sheriff, Miss Jensen? Who sent you?
No one sent me.
Did your husband send you?
No. And he didn't kill the man in the robbery because he wasn't there.
If what you say is true, he can't be too deeply involved. Not yet. At most, he's an accessory to a robbery.
What are you trying to say?
Only that if you know anything that you're not telling us about the men involved in this, you'd be helping your husband by saying so.
Well, maybe you're right. But there's a man dead. And if Dan had anything to do with it, they might hang him, and I can't help hang my husband.
And what happens to him if Clay Hollister is killed?
I can't tell you anything.
And your husband? You feel you're helping him?
I don't know. All I know is he's alive, and I want to make sure that he stays that way. At any cost.
Tell me one thing. How do you decide?
Decide what?
Who's to live and who's to die? That's what you're doing, you know. And you haven't the right. No one has.
I don't care who lives or dies. I only care about Dan and me.
So you're willing to kill someone who tried to help him and you?
No, I'm not.
Yes. Yes, you are.
Oh.
I'm sorry, Miss Jensen. I don't want to hurt you. But I do want to save a life.
There were 3 men. 2 of them you've seen. I don't know them, but the leader is a man called Ben. Ben Jensen. He's Dan's brother.
His brother?
He has a place out near ours, to the east.
The first place to the east?
Yes. It's best you approach it from the corral side.
What are you doing? Nothing. Let me see it. You think you're smart, don't you?
One and no gun. I like it that way.
I'll get him.
Don't go for your gun, Todd.
Forget it. On your feet. Drop the gun. Where's Dan Jensen?
He's wounded. The editor's back there with him.
Take care of these two. There's one more inside that I want to see to personally.
Editor, there is no excuse. You know the price of newspaper.
Sheriff, I just came from the hospital and Dan's going to be all right.
Oh, good.
Looks like our troubles are over. I want to thank you.
Well, at least Ben Jensen won't be troubling you anymore. Looks like he'll be staying right here for good.
I'm sorry I had to be so rough, Miss Jensen, but I'm surprised.
You're surprised?
Well, if you thought your husband was being pressured by someone, why didn't you talk it over with him? Like a husband and wife.
You never would have thought he was part of that gang if you had.
Well, maybe it's a lesson that Dan and I have learned. Well, goodbye and thanks again. You wives must be terribly understanding. I mean, for you to be able to tell them everything.
Oh, well, I'm not.
Me either.
I didn't think so.
Whistle me up a memory, whistle me back where I wanna be, whistle a tune that'll carry me to Tombstone territory. If your past has run afoul of the law, it's a handy place to be, 'cause your future's just as good as your draw in Tombstone territory. Whistle me up a memory, whistle me back where I wanna be, to Tombstone territory.
Tombstone, Arizona Territory, October 9, 1882, mid-afternoon. A $20,000 shipment of bank cash destined for Tucson was being transferred from the stagecoach to the Wells Fargo safe to be held overnight.
You're the sheriff.
Clay Hollister, and you're...
Liz Dalton. I just came in on the stage. I'm staying in town overnight. I'm on my way to Tucson. It's my first trip there.
Oh, it's too bad. That's Tombstone's loss. But you're welcome anyway. It's my deputy, Quint.
Hello.
If we can be of service?
You can. For one thing, I thought perhaps you might recommend a nice place for me to stay.
Oh, well, there's the Russ house just down the street. It's about the quietest place in town.
Thank you. Oh, Sheriff, do you think that I might arrange to leave these in the safe overnight?
Well, that'd have to be up to the Wells Fargo people.
I'd feel a lot safer if I could. They're quite valuable, my jewels. Most of them are family heirlooms, so naturally they mean a great deal to me.
Sounds like a good idea if it's all right with Sam. Sam? Miss Dalton here would like to use your safe.
Well, sorry, the safe's for company business only. I'm really awfully sorry, Miss Dalton. You understand how it is, company policy.
Please. I'd sleep so much better tonight if you would. Couldn't you do it as a personal favor for me?
Well, I think we can arrange it in your case, Miss Dalton. Well, the company wants to accommodate us travelers.
Thank you, Mr.
Wade, Sam Wade.
Thank you, Mr. Wade.
Come with me. Put it right there in the case. I'll check the jewels.
You got a string of pearls, 2 diamond earrings, and 2 brooches, correct?
That's right.
Quint? Yeah. What is it? I think I can take care of things here if you want to go finish your round. You should enjoy Tucson, Miss Dalton. Of course, they haven't got anything there that we don't have right here. Maybe a little bit more of it.
I'm sure I'll like it, Sheriff. There. I feel a lot better now.
Don't close it. My name is Packard, Judd Packard. I'm sorry about that holler, but I'm carrying over $1,000 in cash here, and I certainly would like to lock it in your safe overnight, if you don't mind.
Well, you're sure doing a Russian business today, Sam.
I'll take care of you, Mr. Packard, just as soon as I give this little lady here a receipt.
An actual account from the pages of my newspaper, the Tombstone Epitaph. This is the way it happened, in the town too tough to die. Tombstone territory.
Well, I was just going to do that.
Well, saves you the trouble. Thanks.
Now you can move this whole...
All right, I see it. Why, a fellow named Packard over at the Oriental wants to see you. Said they need your help. Packard? Oh, yeah. What did you want? Well, he's in a big ruckus over a poker game. Looks like it could get serious.
All right. I'm going over that way. I'll walk with you. Here's the sheriff. Now he'll vouch for me.
What seems to be the trouble? He's lost all his cash. Wants to keep on playing. I want to see the money.
We're going to keep on playing, mister. You're not quitting until I've had a chance to win back.
Easy, Packard.
All right. But you tell this man I got $1,000 cash in the Wells Fargo safe.
That's right. Why didn't you just show him the receipt?
Well, I don't have it with me. It's up in my hotel room.
Is that right, Sheriff? Sure it's right, or I wouldn't say so. Breaks up.
Oh, Sheriff.
Yeah?
You know, it might be a good idea if you stuck around for a while.
What for?
Oh, sort of keep an eye on the game. After all, a man's been as lucky as Todd here, winning steadily, hand after hand, might just learn something.
You accuse me of cheating?
Well, you don't mind if the sheriff watches, do you?
You never can tell about people you're traveling with. Now you take me. All you know about me is that I'm a salesman, traveling in the same places as you and Judd Packard.
So?
So I'm a lot smarter than you think I am, because I found a way of making some real big money.
How?
Oh, I've got all kinds of things to sell. Like information. Do you realize there have been 2 safe robberies, big ones, in towns that we've been in?
All right. We'll cut you in. But if we get caught, there won't be anything for any of us. So let's get out of here.
Where to?
To hide this.
But I'm going with you. This afternoon when your friend Judd Packard rented the horse at the livery stable and went riding, I followed him. So I know just where you're headed for. I'll see that you don't get lost.
You all through, Packard?
Yes, I'm through.
All right, shut up. You really wrecked this place, now you're going to pay for it.
I'm not going to pay for something.
You want to spend some time in a Tombstone jail?
All right, I'll settle up in the morning when I get my money out.
All right. Now I suggest you head for your hotel room. The rest of you can head for home, too. This card game's over.
This is far enough. I've decided. We don't have to hide it.
But we're strangers here. The sheriff might search our rooms. Judd will come back for it in a day or so. That's the way we always work it. We'll decide on the split then.
Oh, I've already decided on the split.
What do you mean?
This one's mine. All of it.
Oh, no, you don't.
Oh, don't I? You think the price of freedom for Packard and you is too high? Hand it over, lady. Give it to me.
All right.
A few hours later, the same night.
everything go all right.
No, it didn't. Something went wrong, real wrong.
What do you mean? What happened?
You remember that little man that came in on the stage with us? Kept trying to make conversation?
What about him?
He followed me. He caught me red-handed. I didn't even have a chance to close the safe.
What do you mean he followed you?
Just that. He was in Lordsburg when we were. Maybe Prescott, too.
So?
So he knew. He must have seen us make the deposits. Then when the places were robbed, he put two and two together. He's been following us.
All right, all right. How much does he want?
He wanted it all.
He wanted it? Oh, you mean you settled with him?
I settled with him. I killed him. I had to do it. He never would have left us alone.
That gun was to be used as a last resort.
It was. It's done, and that's that.
Not quite. You've let yourself in for a murder charge.
Not me. We. You're in this, too.
Oh, no. Not in the killing, I'm not.
Oh, yes, you are. You're my accomplice, and don't forget it. Because I won't ever. They won't catch us, Judd. And besides, we're rich. Very rich.
Early morning, October 10, 1882.
Morning, Miss Dalton. Sorry to waken you so early, but I've got some bad news.
About what, Sheriff?
About your jewels. The Wells Fargo safe was robbed last night. Cleaned out. Everything.
Everything. But my jewels, they're family heirlooms. They're worth a fortune.
I'm sorry, Miss Dalton. Of course, I'll do everything to recover them.
But I put them in the safe so that... Sheriff, I'm holding you personally responsible, along with the Wells Fargo company. You'll both be hearing from my attorney.
Yes, ma'am. But in the meantime, I'll need a description of the jewels, as complete as possible.
It was a string of pearls. 43 pearls in each strand. Each one perfect.
Pearls 43.
There was a serial number on the clasp. 578348282.
578348282.
And there were a pair of earrings. Gold mountings. There were 5 small, perfect diamonds in each one. That's a total of 10 diamonds, Sheriff.
Your addition's as good as your memory, Miss Dalton.
And there were 2 brooches, cameos.
Sure.
There were dates inscribed on the back. One was March 6, 1818, and the other was August 21st, I think, 1831.
21st, 1831?
Yes, I think that's it. All right. That's everything, Sheriff.
Thank you, Miss Dalton. You'll be hearing from me.
Anything new on the robbery? I asked you... Clay?
Hello, Harris.
Why all the deep thought?
Thinking about Liz Dalton.
What about her?
She was in a position where she could have seen the combination to the safe when Sam Wade opened it.
You really think she did it? Then came back later and stole her own jewels?
And close to $20,000 in cash. Harris, she's got a phenomenal memory.
How do you know that?
Well, when she was itemizing the contents of her jewel case, she told me exactly how many pearls she had, the serial number on the clasp, even the dates on the back of the brooches. Wouldn't you say that was a little unusual?
Clay, one of the stage passes that rode into town yesterday is missing.
Missing?
Yeah, a man named Harry Ames. The hotel manager just told me. Thought we ought to know. He went out last night and never did come back.
All right, I'll go check it.
Sheriff Hollister, I was just on my way to see you.
You leaving town?
Yes, on the noon stage. You can contact me in Tucson at the Arizona Hotel, if and when my jewels are recovered. I'm sure you'll do everything possible to get them back for me, Sheriff. I'm sorry I was unpleasant this morning, but I was upset.
It's understandable.
Goodbye, Sheriff. I'd better leave while I still have some possessions left.
I don't envy you the ride. That's a long, hot 70 miles.
71 to be exact. Goodbye, Sheriff.
Oh, Miss Dalton,
Yes?
I'm searching everyone leaving Tombstone. No exceptions.
Don't you think that's a little ridiculous in my case, Sheriff?
No exceptions. Who should be able to understand better than you?
Help yourself, Sheriff.
Thank you. Nothing unusual, except maybe this.
Unusual, Sheriff, for a woman traveling alone.
Well, thank you very much, Miss Dalton. I'm sorry for the inconvenience. You can go now.
Quint, how about a game of cribbage?
No, later. I got a job for you. Yeah, what's up? You're gonna take a little trip.
Going to Tucson with you.
Official business, ma'am.
Later the same day, October 10, 1882.
Is it all there, Packard? You're in this deeper than I thought. First robbery, now murder. Let's go. Leave it. I'll carry it for you. Move out.
go. I got a telegram to send to Benson. There's no reason for Miss Dalton and my deputy to travel all those 71 miles to Tucson. She's got some unfinished business right here in Tombstone.
I don't know how anyone opens one of these blasted things with... Hello, Clay. I was just trying to figure out whether Liz Dalton will open that thing by remembering the combination or whether she did it by sound. You know, listening to the tumblers.
Why didn't you just ask? Here.
Answer your inquiry, Ray Judson Packard and Elizabeth Dalton.
They were a carnival act for years before they hit on this safe-cracking idea.
Carnival act?
Yeah, you know. Liz would look at a page of a book for a couple of seconds and then recite it word for word. Photographic memory, they call it.
Well, how did you know about Packard?
Well, I didn't for sure. Just played a hunch. See, when Liz left town without the money, I figured somebody had to be in on it with her. And Packard went out of his way to start that wing-ding down at the Oriental at exactly the time of the robbery.
I see. So that's how she did it.
Mm-hmm. Glenn. From now on, when I'm out of the office, I want you to keep an eye on the editor here. I think he's planning on a life of crime.
Whistle me up a memory, whistle me back where I wanna be, whistle a tune that'll carry me to Tombstone territory. If your past has run afoul of the law, it's a handy place to be, 'cause your future's just as good as your draw in Tombstone territory. Whistle me up a memory, whistle me back where I wanna be, to Tombstone territory.
October 15, 1882. A short distance from Tombstone, Arizona Territory.
Me first, gentlemen. This ought to run close to $9,000. Much better than last time. Get the driver's body off and wait for me at Indian Springs.
An actual account from the pages of my newspaper, the Tombstone Epitaph. this is the way it happened. In the town too tough to die. Tombstone territory. Another Argus wagon ambushed, 2 more brutal killings, and now, for the first time, committed in the jurisdiction of Clay Hollister, Sheriff of Tombstone.
Driver and the shotgun guard from the Argus mine shipment.
Wait here.
You think it's the same 3 men?
If you want to call them men.
Last month they hit that first wagon over here by Pantano. 2 weeks later, they ambushed the second wagon, Sonoyta. And day before yesterday, they're clear down here.
And every time it's a wagon belonging to Argus.
Yeah. Well, come on, Quint. Let's go report the robbery to Whitaker.
Right. And all 3 of them got away? Makes you look kind of foolish, don't it, Sheriff?
Oh, come on, Burgess. The sheriff isn't responsible for the entire Arizona territory.
He's responsible for Cochise County. You don't even know who you're looking for.
I know what I'm looking for, Burgess. That's how they get their information. They must have known where each of those shipments was heading and along what trail.
Now, Clay, you've seen how cautious we've been. We've followed every suggestion you've made.
Each time the wagon was carrying what you people call a small shipment of silver.
That's true. Less than $10,000 in silver ingots. The big shipments haven't been touched.
Any explanation?
Yeah, big shipments have 2 or 3 guards. Do that with a small load and it'll get through.
He's got a point.
Sure, he's got a point. An experienced guard costs $100 a day. Men like Bat Masterson, even more. You put 2 or 3 of those on our small shipments, there goes our entire margin of profit.
When's our next wagon going out?
I'm not certain.
I'm driving that wagon myself, guard or no guard.
Thanks, Burgess. I'll think it over.
You think he means it?
Yeah, I believe he does. I also believe that if he does take the next wagon out, there's a good possibility that it won't be attacked.
Meaning?
Clay, there are 5 men who know the details of our silver shipments. 4 of them are officers of the company. The 5th man is Burgess.
You think he could be the contact with the killers?
I don't know.
There's one way to find out for sure. Let him drive that next shipment. I'll ride shotgun.
You're the sheriff. You call it.
I've called it.
Please go to Globe. And this funnel's for Tucson. Thanks.
How many papers do you send out, Harris?
About 700 now. The epitaph practically saturates the territory.
I can believe that. I even found a piece of your front page out where that last Argus wagon was ambushed.
Is that your only clue?
Yeah, you can call it that.
Good morning. Good morning, Mr. Whitaker. Suppose you can find advertising space for this in tomorrow morning's paper? Mr. Whitaker, for an ad that big, I'll print a new page.
I'll see you later.
Oh, Clay, if you got a moment, I'd like to talk to you.
All right, I'll wait outside.
Good.
Still short-handed, huh?
Yes, can you read it all right?
Steady jobs in Tombstone for dependable men.
Set it up in that big black type. I'd kind of like to attract the attention of the out-of-town readers.
Let's see, immediate openings for 10 drillers, also pushers, teamsters, and hard rock miners. Highest pay.
Just set it up like the other ads.
Sure will. And, thanks, Mr. Whitaker.
Just bring some help to Tombstone. Clay, you still willing to ride guard on our next wagon?
Of course.
You'll be riding with Burgess.
Does he know about it?
No.
Well, when do we leave?
Monday morning, 8 o'clock. Sure hope I'm wrong about him.
Just have to wait and see.
Well, I'm glad you brought the wagon back. Where'd you find it?
Not far from Indian Springs. Horses had been unhitched and they were grazing nearby.
How do you figure it?
I don't know. Looked like 3 horses left the scene of the ambush, but only 2 of them were being ridden. One man must have driven the wagon and left it near Indian Springs.
Well, it's all loaded and ready to go. I hope we don't lose it this time. Here comes Burgess. I'll let you break the news to him.
Well, Hollister, what are you doing here?
Oh, I thought you might need some help on this run.
Don't know as I do. From you, that is.
Well, you're going to get it anyway. I've decided to ride shotgun for you.
Oh? When did you decide?
A couple of days ago.
Kept it a secret, huh? You and Whitaker. So I'm the one who's been tipping off them bushwhackers.
You just concentrate on getting this wagon through to Tucson.
Was I you, Hollister, I wouldn't trust me any further than I could throw one of them 90-pound ingots we're hauling. Have a cigar.
No, thank you.
Just a little rock slide, Sheriff.
I don't like the look of it.
What's the matter? You nervous? You mean I'm going to have to go out there and clear them rocks by myself, huh?
I'll cover you.
I'll tell you what, Hollister. I'll stay here and you go out there and clear them rocks. Wait till I see that Whitaker accusing a man just because...
Burgess! I'm all right. Stay under cover.
Never figured it'd jump us, Sheriff. Sorry. I've always had a big mouth.
I'm sorry, too. I guess we had you figured wrong.
than him. Who is he?
I don't know. Never saw him before.
Wake me up when we get back to Tombstone.
I'm very grateful that Burgess is alive. Clay, I sure owe him an apology.
Yeah. I guess we misjudged him.
Oh, that killer you brought in, who's he?
Body's still unidentified.
And the other two men?
I only saw their backs as they were riding away.
Well, don't feel too badly about it, Clay. Burgess is alive. You did bring back the silver.
There is one thing. I was wondering if there could be any...
Yes?
Sorry, the clerk said to come in.
Oh, I imagine you're looking for a job?
Yeah, that's right, a job.
I'm sorry I can't see you now. Just wait in the hall.
Yes, sir.
You were saying?
Oh, nothing. Just that there's no new evidence. I'll let you know if anything comes up.
Oh, thanks, Clay. Thanks for everything you've done.
Clay Hollister had found newspaper clippings from the epitaph at the scene of both robberies of the silver shipments from the Argus mines. For some reason, he had not mentioned it to the mine superintendent, John Whitaker.
Guess you heard we had a little trouble.
Yeah, you know better than to come into Tombstone.
That tin star didn't recognize me.
Doesn't make any difference.
He'll never get us.
No one will if you follow orders. Just keep on storing the silver at Indian Springs. Now go find yourself a new man to work with. Keep on taking your orders from my ads. From now on, I never want to see you in Tombstone, do you hear?
I heard you.
Hi, Harris. How about a game of cribbage?
Sure. Well, how's your puzzle coming?
Puzzling. Whitaker keeps changing the route of silver delivery to Tucson, and he still keeps getting robbed. It just doesn't make any sense.
It makes sense to somebody. Somebody's making a fortune.
Yeah. Harris, do you remember that piece of your front page that I found out where the other Argus wagon was held up?
Yeah? The October 11th issue, you said.
Uh-huh. Did Whitaker have a want ad in that issue?
Well, I don't know. Let's find out. What about our game? Later, Quinn.
Later.
Good thing I keep a complete file of the epitaphs, or you never would solve any of your crimes.
I'm glad it makes you feel needed. Where's the paper?
Let's see. You said October 11th.
One of Whitaker's ads, all right. And I took this one off of the outlaw who was killed.
Well, that's Whitaker's latest ad. Here. There it is.
Printed 4 days before Burgess and I were ambushed. You know, Harris, this hold-up gang may be getting information on time, destination, and route of these shipments from a code in these ads.
Well, how? John Whitaker writes these ads himself.
I know, but Burgess and Whitaker are the only two men outside of the owners of the Argus who had the information on these shipments. And Burgess cleared himself yesterday. Harris, I need your help. I want to go over every one of Whitaker's ads, and if there's a code, we'll break it.
All right. Let's start here and work back.
And the Pantano robbery checks, too. This ad told the killers where to go and when to get there.
Well, it looks like we've broken their code. But I wish we had a few more cases to go on so we could be sure.
No. More cases mean more killings. I hope that Whitaker's next move is to send the bullion by way of Fairbanks again. A repeat shipment would give us the final check on the code that we need.
Yeah. Are you going to ride shotgun?
You just let me know the minute that Whitaker brings in the next ad. I'll ride shotgun, all right. Maybe to Fairbanks or maybe someplace else.
Miss Carroll.
You calling me, sir?
Yes. I want you to take this ad to the epitaph for tomorrow's newspaper. And then if you don't mind, stop in and see the sheriff and ask him to come see me at his convenience.
Yes, sir.
According to this, you'll need that next Tuesday.
Whitaker's ad?
Yep. Have you talked to him yet?
No, I sent Quint instead. Need 6 drillers at once. Now, drillers, that's the code word for Fairbanks, and 6 is the desert trail.
Apply 7 a.m. Tuesday. That's when the shipment leaves, right?
Right. When does this get printed?
Tomorrow. He wants to see a proof this afternoon.
All right. Print it just this way, but only for those papers that are going to stay right here in town. What did Whitaker want?
A guard. You, preferably. For a silver shipment he's sending to Tucson by way of Fairbanks.
When?
Early next week. He said the exact day would depend on when he has a good driver available.
Did he mention a route?
Oh, he said he'd talk that over with you.
He's still being careful that nobody finds out too much, except for his own gun slicks. Well, we'll just have to see that the gun slicks are far away from Fairbanks. All right, Whitaker will see his ad, just as it's written here, just as he wants it. For the out-of-town papers, make it read like this.
Change 6 drillers to 8 hard rock miners and make the departure time 4 hours later.
That's right. I want to give those outlaws plenty of time to locate a good ambush spot on the canyon trail to Tanque Verde.
Flag, Sheriff. These are for Phoenix. And these for Prescott. That's it. Hit it. There they go, Clay. Those copies have Whitaker's ad with the changes you made. Local edition. Word for word, the way Whitaker wrote it.
Good enough. Brent and I are seeing Whitaker on Monday. We got a story cooked up that'll keep him happy until Tuesday.
Well, this about tomorrow, gentlemen?
Either Quentin or I are riding on that shipment to Fairbanks tomorrow.
Why, Clay? It's a little late to get out the guards, and I don't think I should postpone it.
Well, you don't have to postpone it. Send it without guards. Got this message from the sheriff of Pima County.
Argus gang reported seen in Tucson and heading west. Large cash silver ingots located and being held in Tanque Verde. Suggest Argus authorities try to identify as loot from recent robberies. Tanque Verde? Why, that's impossible.
Impossible, Mr. Whitaker?
Well,
it's worth looking into, even if the mill stamps have been hammered out.
They have been hammered out?
Yes, but you should be able to identify ingots from your own crushing mill anyway, shouldn't you?
Why, yes, I should be able to recognize them. What do you want me to do, Clay?
You drive a wagon to Tanque Verde yourself. Quentin and I'll ride shotgun on whatever you bring back.
Fine. But you sure that wagon to Fairbanks won't be waylaid?
I'm sure of it.
Looks like we got us an alert shotgun rider today.
Well, you know how these kids are.
Stay up all night and still expect to do a good job in the morning?
Oh, are we ready to go?
Now, why don't you grab yourself a couple of winks so you'll do us some good on the way back with the silver?
Oh, I could sure use it.
Sound asleep. I guess we really don't need him with an empty wagon.
Nope.
Reach up! You're covered front and rear! Don't shoot! It's Whitaker!
Hold him. Hold it! You won't need those guns. Drop it. Start climbing. Real nice shooting back there, Quint. Especially for a fellow who's fast asleep.
Sure put him to sleep.
Time to wake him up. Come on, Whitaker, get up. Can't lie there all day. Gotta make room for some friends of yours. You won't have any trouble identifying.
Come on, get up into there.
The whole territory will be interested in today's paper, Clay.
Hey, it seems kind of light, Harris. What's the matter? Not as much advertising as usual?
I'm not complaining. At the rate Whitaker was robbing the Argus mines, they couldn't have paid the bills much longer anyway.
Whistle me up a memory, whistle me back where I wanna be. Whistle a tune that'll carry me to Tombstone territory. If your past has run afoul of the law, it's a handy place to be. 'Cause your future's just as good as your draw in Tombstone territory. Whistle me up a memory, whistle me back where I wanna be, to Tombstone territory.
Cottonwood Trail in the Chiricahuas, outside Tombstone, Arizona Territory.
Hey, what's the matter? Sheriff.
Well, one sheriff, two of us.
That trail, up the side of the hill there. Come on.
What's the matter, Lugo? We don't know nothing. You afraid of him?
I said, come on.
Morning. You been in Tombstone?
Yeah? Why?
You resemble somebody I'm looking for. I'd like to ask you some questions. Hold it! Hold it!
An actual account from the pages of my newspaper, the Tombstone Epitaph. This is the way it happened. In the town too tough to die. Tombstone territory. Noon, December 9, 1884. A young and unknown gunman lay seriously wounded after a reckless attack on Sheriff Clay Hollister.
Outside of his wound, he may be going into pneumonia. Who is he, Clay?
I don't know for sure, but he answers the description of a kid who's been reported hanging around the bank. I started asking questions and he started shooting.
Well, somebody's got to be with him every minute.
I'll hire a nurse. The county will foot the bill.
Fine, but where are we going to get one? The hospital's short now.
How about Mary Rice? She's helped out before.
She's on her way to Prescott this afternoon on the stage to visit her folks.
Maybe she'll put it off.
Well, maybe, for you.
Galeyville, town of a black and lurid history. The only inhabitants, the lawless.
Alita, that beats you.
You're getting too good, Snyder. I'm gonna protect my championship.
Trouble!
Eddie? Where's Eddie?
Shot down. Right in back here. The sheriff.
You don't send a green kid like him to look over a bank job? Just because he's your nephew, he does anything he wants, huh?
Is he dead? Sheriff kill him?
I don't know. Looked like it. Anyway, took him back to Tombstone. Eddie rode up to meet him. He wouldn't listen to me.
Get my horse.
You want me to go, Sam?
No. I need you. I'll come back for you. They don't know any of us in Tombstone. There won't be any trouble.
What does this do to our plans?
We didn't come all the way from the Dakotas for nothing.
I appreciate your staying, Mary.
Well, maybe someday I'll learn how to say no to you. I'll do everything I can for him, Clay.
Doc Cunningham doesn't give him much of a chance.
We'll see.
Got a pretty sick boy here, Mary. $103 fever, still going up.
Mary.
Clay, mind coming back later?
Thanks again for your help. Sure picked a right nurse, didn't I?
Yes, Clay?
Who is he, Mary?
He can't really be a criminal. He was never even really wild, no matter what people said.
All right. Let's start with his name and where he wasn't really wild. Look, Mary, if missing me is all he's guilty of, there won't be any charges.
His name is Eddie Casper. He's from Prescott. I haven't seen him in, about 6 years.
Casper. Nobody by that name's wanted for anything that I know of. What about his being wild?
Oh, he was noisy, the way kids are. And he always wanted a fast horse so he could kick up the most dust on Main Street. And he bragged a lot. Mostly about a rich uncle in the Dakotas who he said could buy him anything.
Who was his uncle?
I don't think there really was an uncle. Well, didn't you ever make things up?
Sure. Look, Mary, Pete and I have to go to Bisbee tonight. Mine payroll. I'm gonna leave a guard right here.
Oh, that won't be necessary.
People can change a lot in 6 years. Be back tomorrow noon.
Hey, fella! It's all right how you hit him, gents.
Yes?
We're taking that boy.
Why? Who are you?
His kin.
His kin?
I'm his uncle. Don't yell. Don't do anything. Eddie? Eddie, how you feeling, boy?
Sam, I'm sorry, Sam.
There's nothing I can't get you out of. We're taking you back.
You're not taking him anywhere. Moving him now could kill him.
We got a wagon full of straw. Easier ride than the way he got up here.
He's verging on pneumonia. He needs constant care.
And he's gonna get it. Good care. From you. When Eddie's well, you can come back. Fair enough? Easy with him now. Easy. Better leave a message for the sheriff. Something he can understand.
Take any stock in that?
Yep. That's not going to keep me from following him.
I'm going in to see him.
You'll not. The trip is too much for him. His life doesn't mean a thing to you, does it?
It's the only life it does.
Well, then from now on, you're going to do exactly as I tell you. Here. This is a list of medicines and supplies that I have to get from Dr. Cunningham at the Tombstone Hospital.
What's all this?
Latin. Pharmacological Latin. It's the only way medical supplies are ordered, and Eddie would die without them.
I'm warning you, if this is a trick, tell them where we are.
Is my name on it? Does it say anything about Galeyville or you?
If this is a trick, there's going to be a dead doctor. And on a dead nurse.
We don't even know who we're looking for.
We'll find out. Just keep asking questions.
Did you get any answers?
Not today. We'll be going out again tomorrow. What do you want to see me for?
Here's a note.
All right, what is it?
It's from Mary. It's an order for medicine written in Latin. And directions, maybe where to find her. Picus Latus, village of the bandits. Mons Magnum, large mountain. And northeast.
Picus Latros. Gaileyville.
Should I start getting a posse together?
No. It's about a posse 10 miles off. Kill Mary, like they said. Maybe one man might make it. I'm starting tonight for Picus Latros.
December 12, 1884. Sheriff Clay Hollister rode a little-known trail through the Chiricahuas to Gaileyville, where Nurse Mary Rice was being held prisoner.
Eddie looks real good this morning.
He'll have to stay in bed at least another week.
Weak, huh? Thought you was itching to get out of here.
I am.
Well, you just let me know when you're ready.
I don't have to be watched. I'm here to do a job, and I'm leaving when it's over.
Yeah? Tell Hoskins.
I'm here, Eddie.
Please. Just stay here. Something I want to tell you when I'm better. Something important.
Yes, Eddie. When you're better.
How long are you going to keep her here, Sam?
She's a lively, handsome young woman.
Look, Sam, she's seen enough and heard enough to hang us all. How much longer?
You'll be the first one to know, Snyder. You're the one who's going to see to it that she doesn't hang us.
Come on. We're getting out of here.
I can't leave him, Clay. Not yet. He's just not well enough.
And when he is well enough?
Then they'll let me go. Clay, when I sent that message through to Dr. Cunningham, I didn't mean that...
What did you mean?
Well, we can't leave him here to die.
Look, Mary, be sensible. They'll never let you leave here.
Clay, I've got to help him. And I don't mean just as a nurse. I can persuade him to leave here, to give this up. I know I can. Oh, please, Clay, let me talk to him in the morning.
All right. You talk to him.
Thank you.
But regardless of Eddie, I'm getting you out of here at noon tomorrow. Find some excuse for going for water.
But they always keep a lookout there.
I know it. Don't you worry about him.
All right, I'll be there. Eddie, please listen to me.
Tomorrow you can spend the whole day just reforming me.
You were almost killed. Didn't that prove anything to you?
Yeah, it proved a lot. To hit what I aim at, like Clay Hollister.
Nobody can keep you here. Soon you'll be well enough to leave. I'll help you. I want to help you.
Why?
Because you mean a great deal to me.
Enough to go away with me?
Eddie, do I have to be in love to want to help you?
You seem to forget I joined up with my uncle because that's the way I wanted it to be.
You don't want it. You're still young. You could have a real future for yourself. You could go to California or back east. Well, in no time at all, you could have a wonderful new life.
I got everything I want right here. I'd like to see my uncle now.
Eddie would like to see you.
All right. Mr. Snyder, I said you'd be the first one to know, didn't I? Quietly, Mr. Snyder.
Let's go, Lugo.
She's not going for water. She's going to meet Hollister.
Why didn't you tell me all this before?
How could I? She was here all the time.
I'll take care of the sheriff, Eddie.
Sam, what about Mary?
She's been dead since we brought her here. You made your choice when you joined us, boy. You haven't got any now.
Yeah, you're right. I haven't any now.
The horse is half mile up the trail. Come on.
Parks! Parks!
Hey, you suppose Parks took her for a little walk?
Come on.
All right, drop your gun belts.
Mary! Pick him up.
Leave them be, little lady. Drop your gun, Sheriff. Drop it! Shoot them, both of them.
You afraid of the girl? It's just me that you have to shoot.
I said shoot them.
You were right. I had no choice.
There's nothing more anybody can do for him, Mary. Well, Mary! Come in. I've been meaning to return this to you. You left it at the hospital.
Thank you, but you keep it. I'll pick it up when I come back.
Back?
From Prescott. I'm finally on my way.
I'll miss you. Hurry back.
Clay, what will happen to Sam Hoskins now?
Ooh, I don't know. He'll stay right here in jail until his trial comes up, and then it's up to the court.
Oh, I see. Well, I better not miss my stage after all of this.
Good trip now.
Thanks. And I will.
Will what?
Hurry back.
Whistle me up a memory, whistle me back where I wanna be. Whistle a tune that'll carry me to Tombstone territory. If your past has run afoul of the law, it's a handy place to be. 'Cause your future's just as good as your draw in Tombstone territory. Whistle me up a memory, whistle me back where I wanna be, to Tombstone territory.
Tombstone, Arizona Territory, September 10, 1882. The Thomas brothers, Rip, Coley, and Ben, the younger element of Tombstone, and its future citizens.
There's your troublemakers, Clay. Take your choice. The fine's $10 apiece and 3 days in jail.
Well, you're bearing down a little hard, ain't you, Sheriff? We were just trying to have a little fun.
Sure, just flexing our muscles. You know, having a few laughs. It's getting so a person can't even let off a little steam in this town.
The next time you start a saloon brawl, it won't be just a fine and a night in jail. I'll lock you up for so long you can set up housekeeping.
It's about time.
Well, I didn't know you were in jail until this morning.
All right, pay the man. Let's get out of here.
I'm sorry about my brother, Sheriff. How much is their fine?
$10 apiece, Miss Thomas. They won't listen to me, so I'm going to tell you. Maybe you can talk some sense into them.
Oh, they'll listen to me, and they better.
They've got to grow up and start acting their age.
We can do without the lectures. That goes for you too, Hollister.
Because if they don't, they're going to wind up killing somebody or getting killed themselves. There are your guns. Keep them holstered.
Yes, sir, Mr. Sheriff. At least for now.
An actual account from the pages of my newspaper, the Tombstone Epitaph. This is the way it happened, in the town too tough to die. Tombstone Territory. The Thomas brothers were important to Tombstone. They were the future of the town. And the way things had been going lately, Sheriff Clay Hollister had good reason to be concerned about them. Morning, Clay.
Oh, hello, Harris.
On my way to breakfast. Care to join me?
No thanks. I'm not hungry. Just had a stomach full of the Thomas brothers. It's the third time this month I've had to hold them in.
You ought to keep a permanent cell for them. Charge rent. A second home, so to speak.
Uh-oh, trouble.
Anybody else got ideas?
Cowboy, you just bit off more than you can swallow.
Hold it. Give me the gun.
I'm walking out of here, Sheriff. Don't try stopping me.
Give me the gun. Now, suppose you tell me what happened.
We were just trying to have a little fun when all of a sudden he get mad.
He shot Ben before we knew what was happening.
How about hearing my side of it, Sheriff? That is, if you're interested.
I'm interested. Let's go.
You haven't heard the last of us, mister. You can bet on it.
All right. Your story better be right. You settled down enough yet to start talking?
I didn't ride into this town looking for trouble, Sheriff. All I wanted was a job. I warned them twice to leave me alone, but no, they had to keep calling me a saddle bum and a drifter. Got a lot of laughs out of everybody. Then, accidentally, on purpose, one of them spilled his drink on me.
So you repaid the compliment by shooting him?
Talking doesn't get through to some people, Sheriff. They have to be shown.
Well, that little demonstration may get you a term in jail.
You ever had trouble with the law before?
You mean locked up? No.
Well, I'm sorry to spoil your record. Let's go.
Horace? Oh, hello, Clay. Glad you stopped by. I'm writing an editorial here. I want you to hear it. The citizens of Tombstone have a responsibility to the many young men who come here seeking work. Let us demonstrate our friendship by offering them a fair chance at jobs and the opportunity to become decent citizens. Tolerance will make our community a better place to live. Well, then it goes on, but that's the idea. What do you think?
Oh, I think the same as you. Just come from a long talk with Judge Parker. We talked about Paul Hayden.
I guess he's the one who started this. The kid needs a break, no doubt about it.
Judge has given him one. He's put him on probation.
Oh, Clay, I think that's an excellent idea.
Of course, there are going to be some problems, but between the two of us, I think we can work them out.
What kind of problems?
Well, as sheriff of Tombstone, I couldn't very well have him paroled in my custody, so I had him paroled in yours.
You did what?
Well, now, just don't go bringing your blood to a boil.
Well, you might have consulted me first.
It never occurred to me that you'd object.
Oh, it never occurred to you. Well, I do. I've got too much to do around here to properly take care of the boy.
Calm down.
No, sir, it's too much responsibility.
Wait a minute. Let me read you something. The citizens of Tombstone have a responsibility to the many young men...
All right. Trapped by my own editorial. Paul, you better start a new paragraph here. Well, hello, Karen. This is a pleasant surprise.
Hello, Mr. Claiborne. I was just passing by and remembered I hadn't renewed my subscription to the paper.
Oh, shucks. I thought perhaps this was a personal call. Oh, excuse me. Paul, having such an attractive young lady in the office almost made me forget my manners. Miss Karen Thomas, this is my new assistant, Paul Hayden.
Pleased to meet you, Miss Thomas.
Hello. Well, I better pay you and run along. I don't want to be late for the bank.
If you have a moment, I'll write you out a receipt for this.
Oh, that won't be necessary, Mr. Claiborne. Nice to have met you, Mr. Hayden.
Pleasure.
Karen, wait a minute. I just remembered I have some business at the bank myself. Paul, would you take this over and get me some change for it?
How do you want it?
I don't care. Nickels, dimes, quarters. No reason for you to walk to the bank alone.
You don't mind company?
Oh, I'd be delighted, Mr. Hayden.
Hey, Paul. Well, aren't you something? No need to ask what happened to your paycheck. You're wearing it. Sit down.
Fellow's got a right to buy new duds, hasn't he?
He sure has. But you'll have to admit they're a little fancy to be wearing to work.
As a matter of fact, I was going to ask for the morning off. Karen's coming to town and...
Sure, Paul. You go ahead.
But we're kind of busy. Sure you can get by without me, all right?
It'll be tough, but I'll try.
Well, now, look who's just leaving.
Well, just the man I've been looking for. It's time we settle with this drifter. Nice looking hat. Mind if I look it over for a while? I've been thinking about getting me a new hat.
Fitting that over swelled head of yours is going to be a job. Let's have the hat back.
Sure, drifter. There you are. Put a few air holes in it for you.
I'm not wearing a gun or I'd give you something to shoot at.
Now, you wanted a gun? There it is.
Leave it, Paul. He's on probation. He can't do any fighting. But I can.
Well, It's all right with me if you want to stick your nose in this.
Is this a private fight or can anybody join in? All right, what's going on?
Never mind, Clay. There's no real harm done.
That's right. The drifter here is on probation. Don't want him getting into trouble.
You want to prefer charges, Harris? I'll lock him up right now.
No. But they pay for the hat.
How much was it?
$5.
It's a pretty expensive target.
It was worth every penny of it. And I got some advice for you, Drifter. Keep away from my sister.
And if I don't?
The next time we shoot at that hat, you'll be wearing it.
You should let me lock him up, Harris.
Why? It's never done any good before. A couple of days in jail isn't going to teach them anything.
They bother me again, I'll start their education. And I'll finish it, too.
No, you won't, Paul. You do that and I'll finish it by jailing all of you.
Although Paul Hayden had only been in Tombstone a short time, he had run into trouble with the Thomas brothers twice. There was going to be a third time. He was going to be prepared for it.
Hello, Paul? Been shopping?
Picked up my shirts at the laundry.
Looks like a lot of starch in your shirts. You know, I could swear I just saw you coming out of the gun shop.
Probably some other fellow.
Interesting looking laundry.
The way I look at it, wearing a gun's part of being dressed.
Probation law doesn't agree with you. It says you can't carry a gun or leave town.
Does it say what I'm supposed to do about Rip Thomas and his brothers?
No, but I can tell you. Grin and bear it.
Yeah. They're not pushing you around.
Would you rather serve out your sentence in jail? Look, Paul, you got a good job and you met a nice girl. Could be worse.
I'll keep out of trouble.
All right. And you won't need this. Take it back, get your refund.
Hey, do you know it's almost 8 o'clock? Time we called it a day. Here, you can set this up tomorrow.
Mr. Clyburn, I think I'd like to stay here and finish this tonight.
Oh? Well, if you're going to wait, I will too. I've got plenty I can do.
Mr. Clyburn, go home.
Well, how do you like that? Thrown out of my own office. Say hello to Karen for me.
I hope you don't mind us meeting here like this.
Of course not. Not the most romantic spot you can find, but, well, at least it's private.
Thank you very much, Mr. Clyburn.
Good night, Paul.
Get the shades, Ben. Well, you look surprised, Drifter. Maybe you were expecting someone else.
We told you to stay away from Karen, but you don't hear too good, do you?
Not when you talk.
Well, by the time we're through, maybe you'll learn to listen a lot better.
You got off lucky, Drifter. You keep away from Karen, and next time we'll kill you.
Nice mess. No need to guess what happened after you left. I checked Paul's rooming house. He wasn't there. And his horse is missing from the livery stable.
Well, if he's left town, he's in trouble.
The boy would have been just fine if Rip and his brothers had left him alone.
I'll take care of them later. Right now, I'm more concerned about Paul. Harris, where do you keep your rifle?
Here. Well, it was here when I left last night.
We better get out to the Thomas place.
Just going in town after you, Hollister. Glad you showed up.
I'll bet you are.
Particularly after what happened to my place last night.
Have you seen Paul? The Drifter? No. But when we do...
He was here. And when he left, he took Karen with him. Now, they couldn't have gone very far, because I heard Karen moving around in the house about an hour ago.
Him running off is a violation of his probation, isn't it, Hollister?
I'll bring him back.
Well, you go right ahead, Sheriff. We'll just look for Karen.
Yeah, and, when we find her, if she just happens to be with that Drifter, well, that's his tough luck.
Okay, let's go.
We got some ground to cover.
What happens if he won't go back with us?
He will.
Nice day for a ride. Sure is, Sheriff. And we're going to keep right on enjoying it.
Paul, we've come to take you back to town.
Sorry to disappoint you, Sheriff, but Karen and I are moving on.
Easy, boy. We're out here to help you.
You're a little late.
I don't think so. You said all you wanted was a decent break. Well, you got it. And the first time things got a little bit rough, you turned tail and ran.
So you moved to another town. There'll always be a situation that needs facing.
Maybe he's right, Paul. We can't keep wondering and worrying about when my brothers are going to show up. We'd never be happy that way. Let's go back together.
You sure that's what you want, Karen? What about my probation? I wasn't supposed to leave town or carry a gun.
Well, as far as I'm concerned, you and Karen just took a canter to the city limits. They're pretty big.
Thanks, Sheriff.
Harris, you take Paul back to the shop. Karen, I want to ride to the ranch with you. I want to talk to your brothers.
Fine. Be awfully angry, Mr. Hollister.
So am I.
You got some mighty fancy explaining to do.
Wait until we get our hands on that drifter.
Look, Karen's back and there's no harm done.
Keep out of this, Hollister. This is a family affair.
That's right. Just because you're wearing a badge doesn't give you the right to keep sticking your nose into our business.
I say it's a good thing he has it on. It gives him protection.
Well, I can always take it off. It's about time somebody taught you three to grow up. Since nobody else has offered to do the job, I'll volunteer.
Hollister, beating you is going to be a pleasure.
You want to try next?
You betcha.
You still feel like fighting after your arm gets well, you know where to find me. I want you and your brothers in my office tomorrow morning at 10. Thanks. Here they come. All spruced up. Well, you're right on time. I was going to lock all three of you up. Figured a jail term would do you good. Since the damages to the epitaph office have been paid and Paul here doesn't want to prefer charges, you're free to go.
You mean you ain't going to press charges? Sheriff Hollister kept me from going to jail, and I thought I should pass on the favor.
Oh, don't just stand there looking foolish. Shake hands.
I'd like to apologize.
Mom, forget it.
Me too. About time you showed some judgment.
It must have been that licking you gave us. Sort of helped us grow up.
Yeah, the hard way. Speaking of growing up, we all look a little older today.
Whistle me up a memory, whistle me back where I wanna be. Whistle a tune that'll carry me to Tombstone territory. If your past has run afoul of the law, it's a handy place to be. 'Cause your future's just as good as your draw in Tombstone territory. Whistle me up a memory, whistle me back where I wanna be, to Tombstone territory.
The morning of April 27, 1880. Tombstone, Arizona Territory.
Dexter, find the shop.
I've warned you before about Yehu in this town, Buckhorn.
Don't you bluff me. I caught that Indian stealing horses from the mission.
That's Little Hawk, one of Father Miguel's most trusted Indians.
No more he ain't. The Padre was with me when we spotted him stealing the horses.
No, I do not steal mission horses.
Shut your lying mouth.
That's enough.
If Father Miguel caught him, it looks like an open and shut case, Hollister. You've had too much horse stealing from renegade Apaches lately. Why don't you do something about it?
Little Hawk isn't riding with the renegades anymore, Mr. Griffin.
So he says. But we have two witnesses. Just Buckhorn here and Father Miguel. You believe the Padre's testimony, don't you?
I will, when I hear it from him.
We ain't got time for that, Hollister. What we need around here is a sheriff that knows what to do with a rope when he's dealing with horse thieves.
The circuit judge will be here in 2 days. Little Hawk will have his trial then.
An actual account from the pages of my newspaper, the Tombstone Epitaph. This is the way it happened, in the town too tough to die. Tombstone Territory. The morning of April 27, 1880 had gotten off to a typical Tombstone start. Gunfire had greeted the day. But this time, nobody had been killed. Thus far.
You're a lucky Indian, Little Hawk. Buckhorn's a good shot.
We're lucky, too. If that gunslinger had killed Little Hawk, we might have had some real Indian trouble.
Yeah, we might not be out of the trouble yet. Griffin was right about one thing. Ranchers have been losing a lot of horses lately.
I tell you again, Sheriff Hollister, I do not steal mission horses. I was only taking them to better pasture.
We'll see.
It is the truth. Buckhorn lies.
Somebody's lying.
I gave my promise to Padre Miguel to try to learn the good life. I would not take back that promise. I would be what the white men call an Indian giver.
That's right, Little Hawk. You would be.
You must have had every chance to kill that Indian before he reached Tombstone. Why didn't you?
Oh, don't you think I tried?
That Indian knows every trick in the book.
Fellow is like shooting at smoke.
I hired you to cause Indian trouble. Now, what about it?
Well, it ain't been so easy. Those renegades have been awful quiet lately. Till Little Hawk decided he wanted himself some nice, fat mission ponies.
Father Miguel actually saw him taking the stock?
Plain as day. Little Hawk thought the Padre was having a siesta. So he rounded up 6 of the best ponies and was moving them out as I rode in. The Padre came running out when he heard the ruckus.
The Padre is bound to tell the truth. as he sees it. Perhaps it's just as well you didn't kill Little Hawk.
You gonna let that Indian go to trial?
No. Now the whole town thinks that he's guilty. I'll play that up. We'll have a lynch mob.
I don't like it, Quint. It's too quiet. Let they cool off. In the saloon, Buckhorn's bad enough when he's sober, but when he gets liquored up, look out.
Seems a lawyer like Griffin would be too smart to go along with lynch law.
Yeah, but he was all for it this morning.
They're coming for him. Griffin and the mob.
Oh, great.
Looks like I guessed wrong.
Yeah. Wait a minute. There's another way. Quint, you and Dexter go out the back way and get our horses.
Right, Clint. What are you going to do?
Little Hawk came from the mission. He's going back there. You think you can hold him off until we get away?
Well, they're not mad at me yet.
Hollister! We want Little Hawk. Bring him out.
Come on, bring him out, Hollister. We're breaking in.
Hollister! We want Little Hawk.
Come on in, Griffin. Nobody's stopping you.
Fine, men, let's go.
What are you doing here, editor?
Just reporting the news, Buckhorn, as it occurs. I've got a fitting headline for tomorrow's edition of the Epitaph. Lynch law returns to Tombstone. Thanks to one of its leading citizens, attorney Fred Griffin, this edition marks the probable death of the town once called Too Tough to Die.
Get out of the way, Clyburn.
They're gone.
Where are they?
I thought you were the one with all the answers, Griffin.
All right, Clyburn. Hollister wins the first round, but Tombstone's going to have a new sheriff, and I'm going to see to it, personally. And another thing, editor. Hollister has to bring that Indian back to Tombstone sometime, and when he does, we're going to finish what we started here. You understand? Come on.
Sheriff Clay Hollister knew Indians. But sometimes, the more you knew about them, the less you knew about them. He was taking no chances with Little Hawk.
I think I'll let Quint have one of the reins going through the mountains. Wouldn't want that horse to run away with you. Could be hard to find.
Sheriff Hollister, welcome.
Sanctuary, Padre. Padre, help me. In Tombstone, they shot at me. They put me in jail.
Yes, I have heard. But these are our good friends.
We are, Padre, if Little Hawk's innocent. Otherwise, you'll have to pay.
But I did not steal the horses. I was only driving them to better pasture.
Toward the rocks of the Cherry Colors?
Padre, I know a green valley with better water.
You better save that for the judge and jury. Meantime, we have to save him from a lynch mob's rope. You can't very easily try a dead man.
They will shoot me anyway, or hang me. Sanctuary, Padre, sanctuary.
You need no sanctuary from them, even if I could grant it.
Does that mean that Little Hawk is guilty of horse stealing, Father Miguel?
Well, if so, please try to understand. The Apache thinks differently about animals than the white man. To take another man's horses is a great honor in his tribe.
He isn't in his tribe anymore. He's a mission Indian now. He's got to observe our laws and customs.
That is true.
The circuit judge is due in Tombstone day after tomorrow. Can you hide him until then? Keep him in custody? Till trial time?
Custody?
What if you got someplace to lock him up? My deputies will guard him.
Well, we have no locks here. Unless the granary. That is a safe place.
May I see it, please?
Why, of course. This is the only door with a key. Without it, my Indians would eat all of the grain in one day.
I guess we all have our troubles, Padre.
Yes.
Little Hawk, I'm holding you here until your trial.
Thank you, Sheriff Hollister. I will not forget what you have done.
Yeah. Just don't give the Padre any trouble. And make sure I'm leaving my deputies here.
They will be welcome guests.
Thanks, Padre. In case you need them.
When you come back for Little Hawk, I will accompany you to Tombstone. I will do all I can for him.
I know you will. And it's in the hands of the court.
I understand.
Sheriff Clay Hollister started his long ride back to Tombstone. For the time being, he had saved a life. That was one of the sheriff's sworn duties.
Padre, I must talk to you. I want to confess.
Yes, my son.
Padre, help me. Tell the judge you were wrong. That I did not steal the mission horses, but was driving them to a better pasture.
Well, it will be up to him to decide if that is true. I will help you all I can at the trial.
There will be no trial, no judge, and no rope. Drop the gun! Drop it! Drop it or he dies! Move! Lock the door. Lock it.
keys, Padre. Right there on the floor.
Thought I better ride out and tell you. They're after your scalp in town. They want a new sheriff.
Who's they?
Griffin, Buckhorn, and the mob.
They just want a quick hanging or another Indian war. And I'm not a...
Little Hawk, he escaped. Shot Dexter and knocked out Father Miguel.
He said he wasn't an Indian giver. Let's go.
How is he?
He's coming around. Dexter?
Not so good.
Tried to stop him. I know you did, Father. Do you have any idea where he might have gone?
Cowards.
Quint, you got those handcuffs? You and Harris hitch up a wagon. Take Padre Miguel and Dexter back to town.
Right, Clay. What about you?
I'm going after Little Hawk.
Man, are you out of your mind? You can't go up there alone. That's Indian country.
There's just one Indian I'm worried about.
You'll be riding into a trap. He'll shoot you before you even know he's anywhere around. Now, look, I'll go back to Tombstone and pick up a posse.
Who? Lawyer Griffin and that lynch mob that are out after my hide? No, thank you.
Clay, remember, he's got 2 guns.
Yeah? So have I.
Little Hawk was headed to the Chiricahuas, the mountains where bands of marauding renegades defied the white man. Sheriff Hollister continued a relentless pursuit. Little Hawk finally arrived at a vantage point in the mountains where he could rest and wait and kill. Little Hawk's trail grew harder and harder to follow. The inner Chiricahuas were known only to Indians. For the white man, it was no man's land.
drop the gun.
You're headed in the wrong direction. Your trial's back in Tombstone, remember?
Where they can't wait to hang me.
They just might hang you now. It's a pretty bloody trail you left.
All right, Sheriff. I will go with you. But you will have to help me. I've hurt my hand. See? So you decided to bring him back, huh, Hollister? Hold it!
You want me, Buckhorn?
We're not taking any chances this time, Hollister. We're all agreed there's going to be a hanging. Now. So I'm taking that horse thief and killer.
You talking for yourself or for Lawyer Griffin here?
I'm talking for everybody in town. You're through, Hollister. These people here will tell you so. We don't like Indian lovers. And we're going to end it all by hanging that horse thief.
Maybe. If the court says so.
The court? There's always loopholes. We're hanging him now.
I don't think so.
I do.
Looks like Little Hawk's gonna have some company in jail.
Aren't you going to do something, Griffin?
Come on, Buckhorn.
Oh, wait a minute. He hired me to make trouble for the Indians.
He's lying. Would you take the word of a drifter?
I was no drifter when you needed my gun to help you get the Indian land so you could sell it to the railroads.
You're a smart lawyer. You should know the penalty for persecution and fraud, not to mention inciting a lynch mob. Will you join us, Mr. Griffin?
What about Dexter and Father Miguel?
They're all right. Both be as good as new in no time. What do you think will happen to Little Hawk?
He'll be tried. You first put it on, everything seems so simple. Crime, justice, black and white.
And?
Then you have to protect a horse thief. Save him from a mob.
That's as it should be.
Yeah? In the meantime, a padre gets clubbed down and one of your own deputies gets wounded.
But nobody was killed. And many might have been if you hadn't moved your prisoner. You and your deputies couldn't let that mob take him.
Harris, you're a great comfort to me.
You just need someone to talk to.
No. No, but sometimes my conscience does. How about some dinner?
Whistle me up a memory, whistle me back where I wanna be, whistle a tune that'll carry me to Tombstone territory. If your past has run afoul of the law, it's a handy place to be, 'cause your future's just as good as your draw in Tombstone territory. Whistle me up a memory, whistle me back where I wanna be, to Tombstone territory.